not recording right now. All right, now it's recording. That way I can post it on YouTube later today too. Elizabeth, ¿cómo estás? V, I love how you said Baya correctly. Hey, I see you. Okay. Hey, Papa C. What's up, Cindy, Texas girl? Fleur de Liz, how are you? I'm doing good. Better after surgery. I went back to work already. Hey, I'm glad you're feeling better. Ellie, Maribel, aloha from Hawaii. What's up, Island Cutie? How are you? I'm doing great. Super soak. uh, we're gonna start answering the questions here in a little bit. Halra, is that how you say it? What's up, girl? How are you guys doing? I'm doing amazing. You know, excited to answer some more of these questions. P. Rivera, thank you, corazón. Hi from Mexico, Chris. Uh, hello from the AV. What's up, Crystal? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Muy buenas noches, Jesse. ¿Cómo estás? I'm doing amazing. More like Papazote. Hey, I see you. Thank you, girl. Roxana, ¿cómo estás? Hello from Sacramento. Big Yolanda, what's up, girl? So we're going to start answering these questions. So if you guys ask questions, you know, shout out to everyone that did ask questions. You can't no longer ask questions for this round. Sara, ¿cómo estás? You're gonna have to wait for the March live, but you can still send me a DM if you guys want to answer, like, ask questions. Wendy, hello from AZ. How are you? Hola, hey, gracias, vida. Vida con Vaya. I appreciate you, girl. So if you guys want to send DMs, you can also send DMs. That's another way to ask questions as well, too. But for the live, it's already closed. Looking good in blue. Hey, gracias. Marisol, Marina, how are you? Hello, Gonzalez, Elizabeth, ¿cómo estás? So we're going to start answering the questions. If I don't answer your guys' comments, I'm not trying to ignore you guys. It's just I'm trying to pay attention to the whatever we're talking about. And I don't want to be like, when I pay attention to the comments, Isela, ¿cómo estás? Mama, but how are you? When I pay attention to the comments, I lose my train of thought, and sometimes I forget what the question was. I sent you a question in la pinga. I'll try to get to it. I'm going to try to get to it, okay? Because I'm going to sit down and answer. I think I'm going to do some questions tomorrow. So I'm going to go through and screenshot a lot of DMs too. So that's a good way to ask a question too, is to send a DM. I cut your guys' name out, okay? What's up, Lopez? How are you? Leza, ¿cómo estás? How are you? So let's get into the questions. Again, if I miss your guys' comments, I am sorry. I'm not trying to ignore you guys or anything like that, okay? It's just I'm trying to pay attention to the question. All right, let's get into the first one. All right. Been hooking up off and on with my best friend's son, and he has no clue. Girl, like, your son is gonna be so mad as soon as he finds out. Like, let's be honest. Like, imagine your parents, like your mom was hooking up with your best friend, like it was a guy or whatever. That's gonna be wild as soon as they find out, because and isn't he like could be super young? I don't know. You know what I mean? What's up, Pam Sandy? So it won't let me send a question. Dang, that's wild. I'm hooking up with my son's best friend. That was the question. And I'm just saying, little sucia. You're a little sucia. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And it's like, when you get caught, that shit, your son is gonna hate you for a hot minute. I'll tell you that right now. Next question. What's your favorite sex position? I think everybody has different ones. I like, obviously, the one where you can like, I'm trying to be careful because I'm not trying to get suspended off of TikTok Live and IG Live. So it's obviously when they're on all fours, okay? Because you can do a whole lot of things, like some hair pulling, some choking, some slapping, like on the booty, and things like that. That's what I enjoy. Like, they're all great. Don't get me wrong. They're all amazing. Like, there's nothing wrong with the other ones. But that one is my preferred. Like, if you're gonna ask me, and obviously you ask me, so that's the one I'm talking about. Animal style, I mean doggy style. Animal style is a different one. Like, that's a whole different vibe. That's my fave. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, Lisbeth says on top. That's what she likes, on top. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their positions that they love. Like, but that's the cool thing, that you can do all sorts of stuff. You don't have to be reliant on one. Okay. Uh, unless you're with a dude that's like a three pump chump dude, then that's a problem, because not even one position isn't enough. All right, next question. met this guy a couple years ago and messed around with him a few times. Then D don't know large and it's kind of pain. Oh, D is large and kind of painful in a good way. Anyway, moved an hour away and but he's inconsistency is unattractive. But I still want to f him. But I feel like he's dating someone now. Am I overthinking it? He probably is with somebody else, and you are what they call what was it the word they say? Digmatized. Okay. But you shouldn't have let it go. You know, even if he moved out an hour away, maybe you should have continued it. But obviously he moved away. Oh, shit, I don't even need this. I don't even know why I have it on. It looks weird when I clip up the videos. Uh, he moved an hour away. Nothing you can do about it. And see, I think that's what happens is like when you get something that was really good and then you go back to like mediocre, it's it's not the same. And if he's being really inconsistent with you, he probably did find somebody else. Like, let's be honest. He probably found somebody else and you're just like on the back burner. So sometimes you just got to cut your losses and keep it pushing. That's basically it. Like if do you want somebody who's going to be really inconsistent with you? And like you said, he probably did find somebody else. So just saying. Next question. Do guys really mean what they say during for example, they say I love you or I missed you because I keep discarding these words. Okay. Yeah, sometimes they say that, but they also call you dirty little, oh, you my little, and things like that. So if they say I love you and miss you and that's real, so are you saying that him calling you a dirty little sucia, like my little, you think that's real too? No. It's more of the in the moment type of like things that happen. Sometimes they say this shit slips out. They could say I love you, but technically what they're saying is like they love what's going on. They love that. They miss that. Not necessarily you because they need like if they tell you outside of being intimate, then okay. But they're not. They're telling you while being intimate. So but again, sometimes these guys be saying like, hey, you're dirty little, you're a little, like all these other words too. Like, how come you don't think that that's what they mean by that? So just saying. All right, next question. What do men wish women would do more in bed? Um, I think that one is gonna come down to every guy and like what their partner is like. Cause like, what if you're with a girl that doesn't really like to go down, and that's something that you really enjoy, right? Obviously you're gonna wish that your girl would do it a little bit more, or like there's a certain position that you like, you're gonna want a little bit more of that. So it just totally depends on what you want. Um, Obviously, like I've mentioned it before that I like it when I get a little bit of feedback, meaning like not don't send me a report afterwards. It just like how is it feeling? Like is there moaning? Is there like body movement? Is there stuff like that? Because we don't want somebody who just lays there, right? I mean, I don't. Like everybody has their own thing, but not me. So I think it totally depends on the person, and what you're giving your partner. I think that's what matters too, like a lot. Because again, sometimes there's girls who don't like to go down on a guy, and there's guys that don't like to go down on a girl too, and the girl obviously wishes that she could get more of that, right? So it just depends on the person and like what your partner is giving you. Cause like cause there's these guys that like it obviously in the booty, and say like your girl doesn't like to do that, then obviously the guy's gonna wish that his girl would let him do that a little bit more. So and thank you, Ms. Lily, for the cowboy hat. I see you, girl. Shh. I mean, the girl should throw on the cowboy hat, because I like to, save a horse, ride a cowboy. I got mine too. Next question. I asked the guy I've been seeing for 3.5 months to stop following female thirst traps and models because it crosses my boundaries. I gave him an ultimatum and I'm waiting for him to make a decision. Is that reasonable? Yes, that's absolutely reasonable. Oh shit, wrong thing. Absolutely, that's reasonable. Because if you told him and he doesn't change, then obviously he can get away with it. He's gonna continue to do it. And so you gave him an ultimatum, and if he really wants to be with you, he's going to stop doing it. And if he really doesn't care about like that, then he's obviously going to be like, no, it's not a problem. And then he's going to, and then you have to follow through though. You can't do like an ultimatum and then not follow through, because then there's no point in that. There's no point in giving somebody an ultimatum and then not following through, because now they're just going to be like, well, she didn't leave last time. So guess what? It's not, I'm not going to pay attention because she ain't going nowhere. So you got to follow through on it. So anyways, next question. I'm super sexual person, nowhere near vanilla. The guy I'm into lacks big time in the bedroom. He checks all other boxes. Is it terrible that I won't consider making it official because he lacks in the bedroom? The first time we did it, I was super disappointed. And girl, there's nothing wrong with that, because it's not gonna grow. Like, one, it's not gonna grow. Okay, I'll just tell you that it's not gonna grow. Two, he could probably learn, but if it's already a rough start, then like, why not find a different person? Like, I get it, he checks all the boxes, but then that's the thing you run into, like the risk that you run into. Now, what happens if you're like, all right, I'm not into this guy because he obviously lacks in the bedroom, but then you get with somebody who is amazing in the bedroom, but they don't check off all the other boxes. They're like horrible boyfriend, horrible this, like sometimes, but if you're having issues with intimacy right now, if it's a problem now, it's going to be a problem later on. So I would recommend, since he's great in all these other areas, to maybe slightly coach him, okay, and like help him get better. But if the problem is that he lacks in the meat department, I'm sorry, miss, but it doesn't grow. Like, it's not like when you're hitting gross, like it's stuck at the size it's stuck at. So if that's a problem, then unless you want to include like toys and stuff like that, then maybe that's the route. But I'll tell you right now, it's not going to grow. Next question. How long is too long to see each other when you're in a long distance relationship? Now, that comes down to, like, obviously the distance and also financial situations, because imagine you're dating somebody who's not doing so hot financially. Like, he ain't gonna come see you that often, right? But it also, like, if he's drivable distance, then there's nothing wrong with that. If it's an hour, 2 hours, like, not bad. I think the max for me was like 3.5 hours, and then after that I'll catch a flight, because I ain't fucking driving more than that. So but how often? What's up, Jason? How are you, bro? How are you doing? I see you over on TikTok. Everything is great. Hopefully everything is amazing with you guys too. So long distance, okay, if you're going to do it, obviously you have to be secure. You have to be not a jealous person, and vice versa, because you can't be thinking the other person is cheating all the time. And I would make it a habit, at least seeing each other at least once a month. Like, maybe they come to you, you go to them, or it just depends on the distance too. But obviously, like, FaceTime is gonna be your best friend, and things like that. So, and the cool thing about being long distance is you actually get to know the person, because when you have to, it has to stay interesting. And so you have to be able to talk about these, like, different things, instead of just like the routine, hey, what are you doing? Like that shit, like the basic interview questions, because that shit gets old after a little bit. So uh, when you're long distance, you have to make it interesting if you're into the person, right? So, all right. So next question. Again, sorry if I miss your guys' comments and stuff. I'm trying to stay focused. I'm trying to stay locked in here. Okay. All right. Next question. The guy I hook up with on weekends asked me why I don't text more often. Then asked if I'm talking to others. He has also told me he isn't ready for a relationship. Told him that he has no right to tell him I'm not allowed to talk to other guys, that he needs to figure out what he wants. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, if he's not ready for a relationship, not looking to get into a relationship, then obviously he can't tell you who you can and can't talk to. He hasn't earned that right to do that. Obviously, if you got into a relationship with him, I'm sure you would cut off everybody else, right? But it kind of sounds like he wants you just for him. He doesn't want you to go anywhere else, but he wants the opportunity to go to other people, if that makes sense. So that's not fair at all, because I'm pretty sure if you told him, hey, I don't want you to go mess around with other girls, he's gonna hit you with the, well, this is, what this is, type of situation. But it's not the the other way around. So to me, it kind of sounds like that. And if you start having problems with the sneaky link friends with benefits situation, maybe it's time to move on. Maybe it's time to find a different one, because if you're having issues with it, then move on. All right. So next question. Me and my BF are in the most amazing relationship. One of his little kinks is to hear stories of me being with other men. He wants me to be with other men. I hear how I please them, and I am a very free spirit that I would do that for the both of us, but because I still find other men attractive. Now, girl, okay. Super freak, she's super freaky. Now, would this be something? There's some guys, yes, there's some guys who actually do like that, where their girls gets with other guys. And if that's what you guys like, then go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you guys love it and enjoy it, then go for it. Don't pay attention to other people who are like, I would never do that. Okay, yeah, I get it. You would never do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you agree and don't disagree, everybody has their likes, right? And if that's what they like to do, then that's what they like to do. Um, and it's funny because like a lot of people will be on here and they'll judge them for it, but if they're happy, let them do what they're doing. Like, nobody comes into your bedroom and says, yo, don't hit it doggy style. Like, no, don't be doing this shit over here. No, if they love it, cool. If there's something you wouldn't do, cool, leave it at that. uh and yes, there is like, so those people that know, there's like obviously like communities too, that where you can go and like be in a community. I learned what a bull was because someone asked me to be a bull, and I was like, "What the fuck is a bull?" If you don't know what it is, look it up. Who doesn't love dog? That's what I'm saying, girl. That's what I'm saying. So, but go on with your freaky self. Don't let anybody else tell you that you can't do that, girl. You do that, and if you enjoy it, you love it, cool. Next question: Would you date or speak someone to? Would you date someone who does not speak Spanish? I mean, yeah, I mean, not officially dated somebody that didn't speak Spanish, but I would prefer to have somebody who does speak Spanish, because obviously my parents are Hispanic. I mean, my dad speaks English fine, fluent, he's cool. It's just my mom. I would want somebody to have a conversation with my mom, obviously, because she understands English, she can speak English, but her main language is Spanish, and having a conversation with her is like crucial for me. Instead of like, what if I'm dating somebody that doesn't speak Spanish and they're just staring at each other awkwardly, right? So that's why. Um, but if the opportunity came and the girl I was talking to didn't speak Spanish, then we'll go from there, obviously. But like, since you asked me, I would prefer somebody to speak Spanish. If not, like, if she don't learn, because like, if I say for some reason I'm talking to a girl who is Chinese, right? And her mom only speaks Chinese, then guess what? I'm gonna be like, all right, now I gotta start learning some Chinese, whatever like type of Chinese they know. That way I can at least have some sort of conversation with the parents, right? Because then imagine you show up and you like can speak their language a little bit. They'll be like, oh shit, like this dude is actually taking my daughter seriously, So, all right. So next question. I'm not feeling the vibes with the guy anymore, but I don't want to just ghost him. How do I cut him off nicely? Now, there's no easy way to cut him off. They're gonna react how they're gonna react. You can tell them in the nicest possible way, and it's still gonna hurt his ego. But you just need to do it. And yes, it's better than just ghosting. That's why people ghost, is because they don't want to have that conversation, because it gets awkward. You don't want to hurt people's feelings. No, just tell them straight up, hey, like, I'm not really feeling this vibe. Maybe we should just go on separate ways, be friends, yada yada, and things like that. Then that's a lot less awkward when you run into them later. Uh, like, for example, I did I went on a date with a girl. We went on 2 dates, and then we just weren't feeling each other. Like, there was no vibe, there was no nothing there. And so we told each other, we're like, hey, like, there's really no connection there, no vibe. We should just do our own thing. And I was like, yeah, let's just do our own thing. And then when I saw her afterwards, they were just like, hey, how's it going? And then that's it, instead of that awkward, like, oh shit, I was talking to him and he ghosted me. So, not to be offended, but anything upside down, like your LA sign hat, seems Not even. Hey, it's the style going on right now, Jackie. They're all upside down. So trust me, you're gonna be upset at a lot of people. And the only reason you're telling is because you're seeing me right here. So, it's the style right now. There's a shit ton of hats with the logos upside down. So it's the style. I mean, and it's not for everyone, and that's fine. All right, hold on. Next question. I have only been with my husband. There are no big issues in our marriage, but I recently stepped out of my marriage with a coworker. Went as far as oral. Can't say for sure if I will add number two to my body count, but curiosity and lust is getting the best of me. Why don't I feel guilty for cheating? Now, technically, technically, you already stepped out of the I mean, you already got another body because like, what is that? Just because it wasn't inserted doesn't mean it was inserted somewhere else. Okay, like it still counts. Okay, like I don't care what you say, still counts. Uh, and it could be that you don't have those feelings towards your husband anymore. Like maybe he's lacking in that department, right? Maybe he's lacking in the being intimate department, uh, and he's not fulfilling you there. So if you're going through those issues, like why not try to fix it with him, and then that way you don't have to step out of your marriage and stuff like that. But again, everybody has like different circumstances and stuff like that. But this is just my opinion, obviously, because you're asking. Uh, so instead of having him go through that, imagine like he's over here like thinking everything is great, and you're over there giving oral to some dude at work. uh, so I would just maybe figure out what's going on there because like you should be wanting to do that with your husband. And if you don't want to do it with your husband, what's going on there? Let's fix that. And then if it's not fixable, then guess what? Then that's when we separate. We go different ways because, like, I get it. People want to be intimate and stuff like that, but it's worse staying in a relationship and trying to do that. So, and then imagine when you get caught, you're going to be the bad one. Dude at work walking around like he a king, probably. All right, next question. Is it bad when I'm not satisfied with my man? I think of past guys I've been with my man. It's because I'll tell you this because he's not satisfying you. That's why. Because imagine if that dude was putting in work, you wouldn't be thinking about exes. So the problem is this dude that you're with right now is not fulfilling you. So you might want to find a different dude because if he's lacking in that department and you have to go into the Rolodex in your head and like pull out old memories. Like, imagine if a guy was doing that to you. How would you feel if a guy told you, "Oh, like sometimes I don't get off, but I like the moment I start thinking of my exes, like waterfalls, like spraying all over the place." So, uh, but yeah, I get it. Everyone does have a highlight reel, but like, why would you need to think of a highlight reel when you got the real thing in front of you? Like, you should be in the moment, enjoying everything that's going on right here, not thinking of something different. So clearly, they're slacking in this area because you're resulting in thinking in a different person, in an ex. So I would want no, hell no. Okay, I would probably be like, girl, get out of here. All right, next question. Can you really feel a difference when it's throat deep? Is it really that good? Uh, I think. I mean, you can if they can like take it all, right? Like some girls obviously, some guys get off on the whole gagging thing. Like I'm just gonna be 100% honest. Like there was that TikTok where the girl was like, he would never make me gag, but I would pretend it would make me gag because it would make him feel better about himself. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like, why would you gag when you're not like no? And because I get it, some like it is kind of hot when a girl does that, but you want them to do it because obviously they are gagging on it, not because they're faking it. But that's why I'm saying that you guys need to stop faking things, right? Faking orgasms, faking like, oh, like there was the TikTok too that I did where she was telling the guy she was with that it was the best he ever had. And it completely sucked. It was horrible. Imagine him going to work and being like, "Oh, I'm straight putting it down. I'm killing it." And then she's over here, she's like, you ain't killing shit, right? No. Then this is how come they don't learn, because you guys lie. How is he supposed to get better if you, so we just tell him the truth? No, like you just don't be like, hey, you suck, just be more like, hey, you should do more of this next time. Do more of this next time. Oh, I love it when you do this, coach them along the way. Don't be like, hey, it sucked. Let's do it this way. It's like your idea was cool. It was nice. It really worked, but it sucked. But let's do it my way. No, it's slightly teaching them, hey, like, I like it when you do this. Like, this is how you learn. This is how I learned. Like, when a girl, like, I pay attention to a girl's body language, the way they react to certain things, because you can tell when a girl finishes, right? I mean, I can't because the body language is different, the moans are different, like, but you have to learn how to like read this coming from a girl, right? But you have to be coached at the same time. Look, coaching help, but yeah, don't lie. Yeah, don't lie, just coach him, be like, oh, I really loved it when you were doing this, and then now in his head he's gonna be like, oh, she really liked it when I was doing this, so I'm gonna keep doing this because she really enjoys it, right? And instead of that way, they stop doing whatever they were doing before, right? And you're like, oh, I love it when you do this more, can you do this more of this right there, and see, that's all you had to do, instead of lying to them, telling them they're the best they ever had. When clearly it was not. Like, you don't know. Imagine that dude, and then say they don't work out, and then he goes with another girl, and now he's passing along his horrible performance to another person, right? I mean, I'm sure some of you girls would love that, like them passing their horrible performance to another girl, right? All right, next question. How do I get my husband of 12 years not to be so vanilla in our S life? Also, ours major cock blocks. Also, ours are major cock blocks. He thinks he's competing with my toys. Uh, First of all, if he's vanilla, it's real, and you've waited 12 years to want to change him. That's the problem right there. First of all, let's dissect this problem. The first problem is that you waited 12 years to finally decide something, because I'm sure in the beginning he was probably worse. uh, and now 12 years later, he's the same vanilla. No, you should have been like trying to coach him from the beginning. Like, that's when the freak shit should have came out. During the whole puppy love phase, like when they're willing to do anything and everything for you, uh, that's when you got to be like, hey, do this, do this. Because during that time, they'll be like, oh, I got to do this because I really got to impress her. Like, I really want her to like me. So they'll start doing all sorts of stuff. You guys don't realize, like, you have so much power in the beginning. Like, that cat got so much power. If you tell me to get on the floor and bark like I am bark, okay, don't do that. But I'd probably bark. But don't do that. Like, come on. You got to make me at least a little bit manly. But they're willing to do all sorts of stuff, because you've seen it. Guys will travel to get some cat. Guys will spend all sorts of money. They will unalive other people to get some cat. They will, like, I mean, you've seen it. People like hooking up with one girl. No, that's my girl. Like, and then they start fighting and they shoot each other and stuff like that, right? So you guys have a lot of power. And so this should have been figured out in the beginning. And now it's going to be a lot harder. 12 years later is diabolical. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. To try to fix that vanilla flavor there, okay? And it's just having that communication with them, like, be like, hey, we need to spice this shit up because I am bored, and maybe some like counseling, some therapy, some all this stuff. That way they can try to get you guys to get that spark going again, because it'll get to the point where you might think about stepping out of the relationship. Now, let's be honest, it might get there. Okay. And especially since he doesn't want to include toys, he says toys, like, it's competing using toys. No, buddy. Like, he's not obviously not satisfied. Like, there's nothing wrong with including some toys. Like, that's obviously like to enhance the experience. It's all about enhancing the experience, right? But if they don't want to add toys, like, what the fuck? Like, tell them to fulfill you, and then you won't think about adding toys. So you're in for that's going to be a lot of work trying to fix that, but it's because you waited a little too long. 12 years is a long time. Okay. Next question. Should I be worried if he likes more than I don't think so, because he's obviously doing it to you. Unless he was like playing with yours and then calling you Tim for some reason, then be a little bit worried. Because here's the thing, like, just because a guy likes to play with a girl's booty every now and then doesn't mean that they're thinking of a guy. Is they're doing it to you. They're doing it to a female. I'm not thinking like when you're being intimate with a girl. I'm not like, oh, I'm thinking of it's a guy. Like, I can't do this because it's not, not a girl. No, you're doing it to a girl. So that's why I'm saying like, not really, because when I'm doing something to a girl, I'm not thinking in my head like, oh, this is like, it's because low key I like a guy. No, absolutely the fucking not. you know, it would be different if he was calling you like Tim, making you shave your head or something, cut your hair super short. Uh, hey, like, wear these Nikes for me, like, like, maybe that, okay, I get it. But if he's just trying to, like, if he wants to play with your booty, he's doing it to you, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, because again, when you play with the booty, I'm playing with the girls, not a guys, and I'm not thinking about doing it with a guy. I'm thinking about doing it to her. If that makes sense. I don't know if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, but I'm putting down a lot here. Okay. So next question. So long story short, short answer. No, you shouldn't be worried. As long as he's doing it to you. And if he's calling you Tim, then yes. All right. I asked my sneaky link why he does not do oral sex on me, and responses, you never asked for it. Meanwhile, I have him curling his toes with my huck to you. I never asked for no guy for oral. Is that normal? What should I had said? Hygiene is on point, just FYI. It could mean that he's like one of those that doesn't like to go down on a girl. Like, he's one of the broken ones, defective ones, the ones you might want to return to sender, because if they don't like to go down, and then if a guy who enjoys it is just gonna do it, he's not gonna wait until you ask him to do it. Okay, he's just gonna go ahead and do it. He's gonna lay you down, and he's gonna go into sniper mode and then just like make it happen. And it could be that another reason is that he's just there. It's just a sneaky link type of situation. So he's just there to get his, right? Like, he's just there to get this and then move out, right? He's not there to like satisfy you. He's just there to satisfy his needs. So that's another reason for that too. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like, I'm not here to like please you. I'm here to please me. I'm being selfish. So what I would do if I was you, start going to it on his ass, and if he doesn't do it, you don't do it, because then he's gonna be like, why aren't you doing it anymore? No, because you don't do it, buddy. Sorry, you never return the favor. Okay, that's what I would say. All right, next question. Just started with a sneaky link. He's a few years younger than me after being celibate for 2 years, but now I feel like I woke up this sex animal, and I want to do it all the time. I mentioned this to him, and he asked me how often do I wanted to have S, but don't want to sound needy or crazy. Okay, first of all, super freak, she's super freaky. That freak was in you for all this time, and you finally let it loose. It finally came out, and you're just like, just be honest, like, because if you're like, hey, yo, like, if I can get it like 5 times a day, yes, please, but I'll settle for like a few times a week, because then he knows like, oh shit, like, it's like that, right? It's like that. So maybe he'll make it happen. Maybe he'll be like, hey, yo, like, I'm gonna try to go over here and satisfy this girl by any means necessary, right? But he doesn't do it because obviously I don't want to show him how freaky I. No, girl, who cares? Just do it. Like, what the fuck? Because I guarantee you, like, I would be like, yo, like, to be honest, I need it like 150 times a day, but I'll settle for once a day. Like, there's nothing wrong with being honest and getting your freak on, girl. Like, tell him. That way he's gonna be able to match your energy. Because what if he's like, hell yeah, like, she likes it every day, and we about to get it every day. Okay, you just never know. So don't be afraid. If he's gonna judge you, who gives a fuck? Like, don't matter. All right, next question. What do you think about men who all of a sudden think it's too much to update their girlfriends about their whereabouts or who they're with because they overreact? Is it getting work or getting caught for late? Okay, like I get it. Some girls want that. You guys let me know. Do you guys like say you've been with somebody for, let's put this out there, 5 years? Say you've been with somebody for 5 years. Do you want to be updated throughout the day? Like what they're doing, who they're with? Like I get it. Hey, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends. Like, or do you need to be like, hey, we just pulled into the bar. Hey, I just sat down. Hey, I just did this, because see, here's the thing with me. I'll let you know, be like, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with my boys. I'm gonna be do this, but I'm a in the moment person. Like, and like when I go to concerts, I forget to fucking record. Why? Because I'm fucking watching. If I go out to eat, I'm fucking eating. I forget to take pictures because I'm fucking eating. If I go to an event, I forget to take videos and pictures. Even though I'm a content creator, I forget to because I'm in the moment. And I like if I'm with somebody, if they're just like, hey, we're gonna go get dinner with my friends and X, Y, and Z. I'm like, all right, cool. You don't have to update me like, hey, just ordered. Hey, just did this. Hey, no, like I'm not that insecure type of dude. But I get it. Like, yes, communicate with your person throughout the day. Like, let them know, hey, we're gonna go hang out with the boys. We're gonna go golf, and then hey, we just got here at Top Golf. I'll text you afterwards. I'm just gonna hang out with the boys. Like, that's what I would say. I'm not gonna be like, hey, just swung, losing. Like that's just no. Like that's too much for me. And I get it. Like where some guys, because I've been in that type of relationship where you like they expect you to update them every single thing, and it's actually like, and then when you get upset about it, it's like it's upsetting to us because sometimes I'm just like I just want to go and hang out. I don't want to be on my phone. I don't want to be like texting you like everything that I'm doing along the day. But I get it. Like I understand, and we had those arguments, but what I like to do, like I said, is if I go somewhere, say we're going to Top Golf, say I'm going with my boys to Top Golf, I'm gonna be like, hey, we just got here to Top Golf. I ordered some food. I'm gonna play with the boys. I'll text you like afterwards. That way I can just like sit and hang out and like play, joke around, mess around, fuck around. If it's boring, then guess what? I'll start messaging you. Because sometimes when you go and do stuff, it's not that exciting. And so you just like sit there and you can keep texting. So that's how I like to do it. Instead of just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Like throughout the entire day. So everybody has to each their own, and whatever you prefer or need from your partner, that's why you communicate with them. Be like, hey, this is what I'm like. I need you to tell me this. And like, if you need them to tell you every little minute of their day, something's going on. I think there's a bigger problem. If you need to, excuse me, be updated every minute of the hour, because I don't need to be updated unless you gave me a reason, right? Like maybe like, hey, yo, like maybe I had a reason that somebody's cheating for some reason, right? So casual update or just turn on location. I would rather just turn on the location so you could be like, look, this is where I'm at. Like, all right, next question. What are your thoughts of escorts? No. And see if and okay, this one's, I get it. Some guys pay for it obviously because let's just be honest. Some dudes out here just don't know how to get a girl. Like I'm just being 100% honest. They don't know how to get a girl, and so it's so easy for them to go to a girl that's gonna let them pay, right? Or say they're married and they go to Vegas and all of a sudden they want to cheat on their girl. Guess what? They're gonna pay somebody because it's gonna be a lot harder to court a girl and convince her to cheat all in one weekend. So instead, what do? Here you go. Have I ever paid? Fuck no. I don't even like going to strip clubs because it's a waste of money. I would rather spend the money that I was gonna spend and I've been to strip clubs. They're fucking boring because they're just sitting there. They're gonna just give you blue balls and then like you leave broke and with blue balls. Like, there's no fuck. What's the point with that? There's no point in that. I saw it at a young age how dumb it was. I've been to two strip clubs and that was it. And I spent money on the first one, and then the second one I was just there because it was a buddy's birthday, and we went. I didn't spend no money. I just spent like I was drinking on the side, just hanging out, just because of that. Because again, I would rather spend the money that you're going to spend at the strip club into a girl that you're more than likely going to hook up with that girl than the stripper. I know the stripper is going to make you feel like, oh, you're the only one for me. Like, you're going to save me. Like, I'm going to stop working at the strip club because you're going to come and save me. You're going to make it rain on me. No, she's not going to do anything with you, buddy. Unless you walk in there and you're some sort of celebrity, then probably, right? Then they'll probably be like, hey, like, hooking up with that dude. But no, I would rather spend money and try to court a girl, and then because your chances are a lot higher hooking up with somebody else like that you're actually trying to court than all this money that you're going to spend on the stripper that has zero intentions on hooking up with you. I don't care how much money you show up with it. Like, they're just there to make their money and then dip out. I know some of these movies make it seem like they're hooking up with that. No, absolutely not. They're not. I mean, depends the freaking strip club you go to, I guess. But escorts, absolutely not. I've never needed to pay somebody, and it's funny because they had the whole debate on like, well, technically, like taking a girl out is like you're paying. No, no, don't try to get no technical on me. Like, if you have to pay somebody, be like, hey, I want you to hook up with me. What's on your menu? Boom. Like, okay, that's a whole different story than courting a girl and then doing it that way. That's a whole different no. Like, I don't know why people were trying to have that debate. Like, no, I didn't ask you for a menu. Like, I didn't ask her for a menu. I didn't ask you to be like, hey, like, oh, BJ's on sale this weekend. Buy one, get one free. I'll take that. I'll take that. All right, next question. Hold on. Getting a little parched. And we drinking water, by the way, with Mio. So, all right. I was wondering if I could get your advice. Of course. Or opinion. Of course. My husband and stepsister. Okay, hold on. Now I got to brace myself for this one. My husband and stepsister lost their virginity to each other. He says that it's not that important to him and it just happened. He said he never had feelings for her. He just wanted to F and become a man. It bothers me. Should I leave him? Does he think of. Oh, hold on. Okay. Maybe I'm like not reading it correctly. Hold on. We're going to read it again. I was wondering if I could get your advice or your opinion. My husband and stepsister lost their virginity to each other. He said that it was not that important to him. I just happened. Okay, I don't need to read it again. I got it. Loud and clear. Move on. Move on, Carol. Move on. Like, that is awkward. That is weird. I don't know. I don't know how you would be able to get into a relationship with that person, because if I had like you're around somebody that they lost their virginity to, you know? Like, that's just weird. And now you have to be around them. Like, that's just a whole nother awkward situation. And who knows? I'm not saying it happened, but who knows? What if he, like, one time he's like, hey, like, remember when we were hooking up? Like, maybe we should try it again. It could be that too. Like, I don't know. That's just, see, when you start adding all these different variables into the whole, like, you're at a higher, it's at a higher chance they might do it again than not do it again. Come on, let's be honest, guys. Some guys are gonna be guys and gonna do it. Like, they're gonna be like, hey, remember when we hooked up? That was so much fun. Maybe we should do it again. And then what if she's like, oh yeah, like, oh, hey, just don't tell her. Don't tell. Yeah, that's a no for me, dog. That's a no for me. Talk about keeping it in the fam. That's what I'm saying. Like, that shit is weird, and you never know. Like, I would imagine I'm dating a girl, and then she lost her virginity to a stepbrother, and then I'm like, no. I'd been like, hold on, you hooked up with him? You lost virginity later? No, that's a no for me, dog. Okay. Next question. I have this guy I met twice, and the second time we met, I went down on him, and he messages me, but then he won't reply until days later. Girl, tell you this right now. He got what he wanted. He dipped out. He got a quick little BJ and dipped out. Okay, that's all he wanted. Like you could afterwards, so inconsistent in messaging, doesn't really respond. Clearly, hey, Shad, stop sending me messages or stop sending me invites. um, Now he was just there to get a quick BJ and dipped out. That's all it is. You're overthinking it a little bit. If as soon as you saw that energy there, I would just be like, all right, cool. He's not interested. Cool. I'm by. I'm gone. I'm out. Instead of being like, I wonder if he still think. I wonder if we had something special. He said I was his queen. No, he got his BJ and he dipped out and he changed afterwards. Time to move on. And maybe he didn't like it. Maybe he didn't like it. Maybe you started chewing on it because, I had a girl one time use her fucking teeth and that shit fucking hurt. Hell no. Ladies, it's not a fucking chew toy, okay? I'll tell you that right now. I don't care who, and fellas too. Also for the ladies, it's not a chew toy. Don't go, no teeth, okay? Unless they ask for it, okay? No teeth. Absolutely, no matter what. No matter how lightly, no teeth, okay? That shouldn't even be something you should consider. Like, hey, I should use teeth. No, don't use teeth. Okay. Next question. Found out my side piece. Oh, hold on. Found out I'm my side piece's side piece. We won't leave each other alone though. Imagine like you have a side piece and all of a sudden you find out that you're their side piece. It's a crazy world out here. It's a crazy world. And now you're just, I mean, you both got skin in the game now. Like you both got skin in the game. So like if he gets caught, you get caught. So now you can't snitch on each other. Like you guys have a whole happy family of like 4 people. And it'd be crazier that they have side pieces. So technically, it turns into 8 people instead of just, imagine like there's 8 people's juices just flowing around, right? Like you're just circling all these 8 people's juices just circling around to everybody. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm seeing it right now. Like 8 like all these juices just being passed along. You know what I mean? Like imagine this one over here gets like some sort of STD and it just passes it all along. You know what I mean? Like now this person all the way at this other side has the STD, and then it's just like going back and forth because once they get over it, then guess what? They're passing it right back. That shit is wild. So hey, you never know. It could. Obviously, you guys are messing around. Who said they're not messing around either? So one big happy family, if you ask me. Next question. I have no edge drive with my spouse, but I can go for hours with my side piece. Oh, see, this is why you guys have fun when you guys come here. Well, it's because you're probably not interested in your main piece. That's why. You're liking that side piece a little bit more. That side piece be a little extra crispy. You know what I mean? Like when you go to KFC and that shit be nice and crispy. And them sides, oof, yes. I'm thinking, like, why? Like, if you're having issues in the relationship, like, are we not fixing relationships anymore? Like, are we just like, fuck it, he don't want to sleep with me, I'm gonna go here. And so, yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, that's where we're at now. That's where we're not at nowadays. And it's so much easier just, hey, like, yeah, I don't want to get divorced. It's a whole process. I'm just gonna go find me a quick side, quick mac and cheese side. Y'all are wild, okay? This is why it's so hard to date. Yeah. But this is why, like, you gotta have your boundaries. You gotta have like your red flags. If you start catching some of these things, maybe be a little bit careful because you never know. Ask the right questions, and if they tell you a name, look them up. Stop assuming they're giving you everything, like how it is, truthful. Because there's people like, I found out he was married. I found out this. Did you fucking look him up? I have an app that I can punch in somebody's number, and it'll bring me up their information. And you can Google this stuff. The only reason I have it is because I'm a realtor. It's funny because somebody sent me a message and like, I have the same app. So I can punch in somebody's number. I can find out. Don't worry, I don't look up people. Like I forget that I have it sometimes. It tells you all their previous phone numbers, their previous names, previous addresses and their current address, cars they've owned, criminal history. What else? If they what land they own, like if they own. So I won't tell you guys the app because you guys can't use it. You have to get invited to the app. It's only like a realtor thing. Like if you're a realtor, you have access to it. And they never removed my access after I left. So I mean, technically, I still have my license, so that's why. But yeah, there's an app, but you can easily Google people, easily Google people, and so I can't invite people. It's the what's it called? That invites you the MLS. They're the ones that invite you to it. Can I give you my name to look it up? Hey, did I hear you're a realtor? Absolutely. What's up? What's up? You trying to buy a house? What's up? I got you, girl. Need a referral? I got you, girl. What's up? I'm gonna start charging you guys. You know what? I'm gonna add that as a service because I'm not just gonna sit here and look people up for you guys for free. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be like, hey, send me $10 real quick, and I'll look it up. Cause then everybody's gonna fucking send me, hey, look this up, hey, look this up, hey, look this up. And if I were to do it, you would have to prove to me that that's your actual like person you're talking to. Because I'm not just gonna give you information on some random dude. uh, you know what I mean? Like that'd just be weird. I didn't know. I do have my real estate license. So if you guys are looking for a real estate, even though you guys live in a different state, I can definitely help you guys. Meaning like I'll guide you to the right person because ever since I was doing real estate, been connected to the actually legit realtors. So like, don't matter what state you in, your boy got you. I just don't do the whole. Since I live in a different state, I'm not gonna like go and show you a home because I'm in Arizona. Imagine you want to see a home in California. I can connect you with the right person. You know, I got boys out there, and I know some girls who are real estate agents out there too, killers. So, next question. Oh, someone said they love my jersey. It says Sucios 69, custom made, and then on the back it says Scarface. You in AZ? Yes, I live in AZ. I'm actually in Gilbert. All right, next question. Want my side piece to cream pie me, not on birth control. Shit, I wouldn't do it. Because I mean, you trying to get pregnant or like what's up? Like, make it make sense. Like, you want him to finish. You want a cream pie, but then like you're not on birth control. I would be like, so no for me, dog. Like Scottsdale, Arizona. What's up, Crystal? I'm in Gilbert. Do it and then take Plan B. Yeah, no, because even by doing that and taking Plan B, you don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I find out you're not on birth, like, absolutely the fuck not. You know, because then you run the risk. There's a reason I'm a 36-year pullout champ. Okay, no, absolutely the fuck not. Okay. Isn't that on the face? Hell no. Yeah. No, cream pie. Girl, you don't know. You might want to Google. I would tell you what it is, but I don't want to get suspended off TikTok Live or Instagram Live because I'm live on both right now. And so let's just say, if anyone asks me if I cream pie and they're not on something, I just say I'm lactose intolerant. Okay. But if you don't know what it is, look it up. I think I effed up. Had S with a dude I thought wanted a relationship with, but now I'm thinking, nah, S was good, but it didn't fulfill me. Like I wanted more sexually, but intimacy wise, how do I convey this? Because clearly me saying that this isn't enough because he doesn't understand. Okay. I'm saying if it's early enough, run, girl. Because if you're having a lot of issues being intimate in the beginning, sometimes you just got to cut your losses and dip out. That's all you got to do. Like, just, hey, instead of, like, imagine you start talking to somebody. It's like really soon in the relationship. You want to start coaching them then? You know, like, if it was just not fulfilling, wasn't what you wanted, you know, like you're getting all these like, signs that it's not it, just dip out. Like, it's so much easier just to be like, you know what? Didn't work for me. But if you really like the dude, okay, I get it. You really like the dude. You start, hey, tell him, like, slow coach him. be like, hey, like maybe you should do this. Hey, maybe you should do that. Like different things like that. Like slightly encourage, like motivate, teach. Uh, but do you really want to do that? Like I'm just being honest. Do you really want to do that? Wouldn't you want someone who actually already knows what they're doing? Like that's what I would want. Like that's why I'm saying like uh it's a hell no on the virgin thing for me. Because like I want somebody who's had experience already. And you know how you can tell somebody has had experience? They got tax dependents. I'm just joking. I'm not. That's not how I like freaking like monitor how who's had experience in the bedroom. No, I just thought it was funny. Okay, don't come after me. All right, but again, there is a reason why they're baby mamas because it was so good that they didn't pull out. Kidding, kidding. Next question. Been married over 25 years and we stopped having S about 5 years ago. Leave. I've tried talking about my concerns getting dismissed, found no strings attached, sneaky link at work, but the sex is average. I need more. I'm a nymph, just not, just been deprived too long. See, like 5 years in, you might be a little too late. You probably still could fix something, but obviously you already stepped out. You tasted something else, and you're gonna want to keep tasting something else. Like that's what happens when you open the door. Once you open the door, it's really hard to close that bitch back up. Okay, that's why you don't open it to begin with. Even like no matter what, don't open it because it's gonna be really hard to close that bitch. Okay, and if you're having issues and you hadn't had S in 5 years, like that right there should say in your agreement to get married that that can be divorceable. Like if you haven't been intimate for 5 years, be like, here, look, here's the proof. We haven't been intimate in 5 years. They'll be like, oh shit, like yeah, you're well, sign right here, you're divorced. That should be part of like you should put that in a prenup. You should put it somewhere. You guys should sign a contract and be like, hey, like if we go longer than a year without being intimate, then guess what? We're done. We're separated. Gone, right? Because hell no. 5 years, Jesus Christ. We're only here for a short amount of time, and you're being deprived of being intimate with somebody, of those magnificent experiences. Like you're being deprived of that. Nah. I think you're gonna have to make some tough decisions and probably see yourself out of this situation because you already stepped out of the relationship. So now what? You know, and then that was mediocre. But imagine if you were single and you could just be like, all right, that didn't work out. Let me go over here. But now you got to be sneaky around and like find a different dude. And it's only a matter of time before you get caught. Because it's not if you get caught, it's when you get caught. Next question. I love rough, no, excuse me. I love rough, dominant S, and my partners are always down for it. I'm daddy's good girl. I always take it, but it always seems like I outlast them. What am I doing wrong, or am I not fulfilling me? First of all, because you're being daddy's good girl, right there. That's it. It could be, yeah, they're not fulfilling you how you want, like meaning they're not being able to last. Um, and have you told them that, hey, yo, like, can we go a little bit longer? Like, what's going on here? Like, that's what I would say. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why aren't we lasting so long? You know, but then again, you also have to remember this. There's people out here, like if you're getting something good, you have to remember there's people out here who are getting these dudes who like last 3 pumps, 3, 4 pumps, and then that's it. Like there's really people out here lasting like it takes them longer to take the clothes off than what it did. Like, and there's even I've done the TikToks where there's people who even before they even slide it in, they're already all over the place. Like, that's why sometimes it's kind of hard to pick and choose because what would you be upset if your dude was one of these 3 pumpers or like are you getting like at least somewhat decent plowing going on, right? Because yes, they're out there or didn't get it up, absolutely. Or there's these guys out here walking around with a disability, just leaving it limp everywhere. Like, oh, like hey, I'm ready to go. Be like, oh, well, he's not. I divorced the pumper. See, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's either they can't get it up, they last half a second. You know, you could be running into those, but you have someone who's actually doing a pretty good job, it seems. You're being daddy's good, or yeah, daddy's good girl. Okay. So, and it's just tough out here. If you're getting something fairly decent, you're in the higher percentile of some of these people, because some of these girls are over here struggling. They're either not getting it. There was the girl who did the sent a TikTok question. 20 years hasn't been intimate. 20 years. That's a no for me, dog. 20 years is wild. Absolutely not. So that's what I'm saying. And so there's the three pumpers, the two pumpers, whatever you want to call them. There's the limpies, walking around with a disability. So if you're getting something pretty good, let's not complain too much, because you could be over here with one of these dudes, right? So agree, we're not getting any good D. 20 years, yes, 20 years she didn't get any. And then there's another one where she sent a question too. I think I screenshotted it. They've been together 10 years, and I think she hasn't been intimate in 7 of those years. 7 years. I could never. Unless they're getting it somewhere else. Like, imagine. And I asked her straight up. I was like, well, have you ever like stepped out on the, and she's like, no. And I'm like, so you haven't. That's a no for me, dog. I lasted 2 months and it was brutal. You know what I mean? Like 7 years. I think I would go crazy. You'd probably see me in the insane asylum. Probably. So, all right. So I'm gonna do one more question. What do you think of guys calling ugly names like shit or hoe to their friends with benefits, putting them down in any way, like he feels superior than the woman, but he claims that that's the way he plays around? No, like, I get it. Some girls like to be called certain names when you're being intimate, and usually they'll tell you. But if he's doing it, because it could be that that's how he sees you, and especially since you're just like a friends with benefits, he could be thinking like, oh, she's just like, that's all she is, so she needs to be told that that's all she is, and like, no, that shit is coming from somewhere. So absolutely the fuck not. Okay. And especially if you don't like it, then move on. Because I mean, and I get it, there's some girls who do like to be called certain names in bed. Nothing wrong with that. No judgment here. I'll call you dirty little Susie if you need me to. Like, I'll do that, okay? But if they're just being super disrespectful like that, and you can tell in their voice too, and like their demeanor, that they're being disrespectful. Like, you can tell right away. Kind of like, oh shit, like I feel like he actually meant it. Like, if you're feeling like that, then I think he is. And especially if you're just a friends with benefits, like I said, it could be that he thinks uh that's how he thinks you are. He actually thinks you're being this type of woman. And so he feels like he needs to tell you that. Like, he wants to be, I don't know, it's like a power play sometimes. So that one's a difficult one. And if it really bugs you, I would 100% move the fuck on. Okay. All right, we're going to keep going. Hold on. I'm going to keep going. I'm on a roll right now. I'm having an affair with a man who is in a poly relationship for the past 6 months. I love it. Make more exciting that his wife knows that I come and F her man, LOL, but I'm starting to have feelings. Help. We have an amazing S. He satisfied my fantasy. Maybe that's why I'm so crazy about him. Okay. First of all, I'm going to play devil's advocate here, okay? Did he tell you, or did the wife tell you? Because I can easily tell you that my girl is cool. She knows we're hooking up. So this is all good. We're dandy here. You know what I mean? If you got it from him, if you got the information from him and not the woman, and don't be like, oh, here's the text, because I can easily change the number on the thing and be like, hey, look, this is what she texted. Hey, tell one of his friends, hey, I'm like, this is what I'm trying to do. Text me this, So no, first of all, you need to figure that out. Like, because trust me, some guys be doing the most out here just to cheat. Okay, I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen it. Okay, so you have to be careful there. Now, say it is this type of relationship, right? And you're starting to catch feelings. I would like if you're starting to catch feelings and you know there's not going to be anything there, it's time to pack your bags and move the fuck on. Because you should use that as motivation is like we're not going to there's nothing here. I'm catching feelings. There's nothing gonna be here. So maybe I should just cut my losses and dip out now. Because the more you stick around, excuse me, the more you're gonna like be getting these feelings, and it's just gonna become worse and worse, right? But I would highly recommend to figure out if the wife really said that because guess what? What if he's lying this whole time? Like, say he was lying this whole time. She didn't even know that you guys were hooking up. Have you guys been in the same place? Be like, oh shit, so and so is coming over. We're gonna bang one out real quick. You good? You need anything? You know, you making dinner? All right, cool. You know, like because again, I've seen it when people like they'll do the most to lie to make it seem like it's okay. And I've had those TikToks before too. So you just got to be careful because you want to take everything they say with a grain of salt. Just saying. Are you still in Phoenix? Well, I'm not in Phoenix. I'm in Gilbert, but I mean, kind of. All right, next question. Why are most men anti-booty activities when it comes to them receiving? Y'all don't know what you're missing. All right, listen here. Okay. Because I feel like you're attacking me on this one. Okay. I'm pretty sure you're like, hey, Eddie, why don't you like your booty? No, because no. Because see, here's the thing that I think of, right? Say when you're gonna eat your man's booty, right? Like what I picture is like the dude getting on like doggy style and then just like spreading him like and he's looking back at it, right? Like, no, absolutely the fuck not. That's very non uh alpha for me, you know, like that's a no for me. Or imagine I'm the one laying down, spreading my legs with my legs on your shoulders, right? Like, no, that's a no for me, dog. Like, no matter what position you think about it, doesn't seem manly to me. I'll just tell you that. Like, I'm just being 100% honest. But if you guys love doing it to your man, or if the man loves it, there's nothing wrong. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean your man can't like it. I'm not saying that because some people are like, well, my man likes, okay, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. If he loves it, cool. More power to you. Now, do I like it? No. Like, you're not going to see my legs in the air. You're not going to see me in doggy. Like, you're not going to eat my groceries. Like, we're not doing that over here. Okay, I'm just saying, like, we're not doing that over here. If your man likes it, then cool. I love that for you guys. You put his legs in the air, girl. You know, you eat his booty like girl. Matter of fact, I hope you motorboat that shit too. You know, and if you want to use the fingers, then cool, go for it. Now, if a girl would ever to do that to me, instantly karate chopping her throat, just so she knows we ain't playing. You know what I mean? Like, pah, right on the throat. Cause that's a no for me, dog. What did I walk into? Welcome to the live there. All right, next question. Please keep me anonymous. I'm freakier than my man. I want foreplay. I want his hands around my neck. I want deep pics. I want him to have his way with me. Dirty talk. He says he's only freaking when he's drinking. Any advice on how to get him to come to the freaky side? Girl, I'm sure you communicated that to him and he's not wanting to come over. You know, I really don't like to sacrifice myself, but you know, like if you really need somebody as a test dummy, as to fulfill your needs, I got you, girl. It's more that you have to talk to him and like slowly introduce things to him, and maybe he'll start picking things up on it. But if he's not wanting to like learn or try different things or do different things, you might want to. I mean, sometimes you just gotta. Like, I would not want to be in a here's the thing. I would not want to be in a relationship where the intimacy sucks. No. If it sucks, I'm out. Cool. I don't care how much I vibe with the person. I don't care how beautiful this person is. If the intimacy sucks, I'm out. Because, you know, like if it sucks, like if it's a problem now, it's going to be a bigger problem later on. you know? And ladies, again, I know I get this question all the time. If it's not big enough and satisfying for you, should you leave? Girl, I'll tell you this flat out, it's not going to grow. So if he doesn't fulfill you in other ways, just know it's not going to grow. Okay. So if it's a deal breaker, then you might, it don't matter how hot he is, it don't matter how accomplished he is, whatever the case, because if it's a problem at this moment, it's going to be a bigger problem later on. Because again, let me reiterate, it will not grow. All right, next question. Would you move to a different country? If so, where? If I were to move somewhere else, it would have to be a complete culture shock. So I would want to go to Europe. Not just like, oh, I'm just gonna go over here real quick, you know. No, like, or even Asia. I think that would be wild too. Going to Asia, like Japan or something like that. I think that'd be wild. But do I plan on leaving the country anytime soon? No. Next question. Which do men love the most? PIV sex, BJ, HD? Hold on. Somebody somebody define these for me real quick. What the fuck is a PIV sex? I know what BJ is. What's an HJ? Or what's a PS spot or P spot? Massage. What the fuck is, what are those? Someone in the chat. I'm gonna wait before I finish reading it. Somebody in the chat. Like sometimes I don't know some of these abbreviations. PIVS? What is that? Okay, hand job. Okay, hand job. I see that. Blow job. But what's PIVS? Help school us, no idea. Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to prostate spot or like in the booty, like being in the booty. I'm trying to read the chat. Hold on. HJ is hand job. Okay, we got hand job and BJ. HJ, BJ, got it. PNV, PNV. Oh, okay. Like, well, why don't they just say that PNV? Like, I'm over here trying to define these things, or PS spot. But but it's a massage. One thing, if one thing felt better than PIV, would they just stick to? A little confused on this question, but I would say, honestly, I don't know what the fuck they meant. To be 100% honest, there was like massage in there. Like, it's not a massage technically. Like, I instantly went into like massages. Like, there's a masseuse here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, whoever asked that question, next time spell it out because no idea. No idea what it was saying because there was massage in there, there was PIV, there was HYC, there was YMCA, there was all sorts of stuff in there. I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna pass on that one, but maybe next time we'll get a little bit more defined. Okay, next question. I'm in a relationship and I have kids. I'm at a strange age. I'm being hit on by younger guys and older men. It's weird here. I'm flattered, but lately I got hit on by more guys in relationships. Am I giving off side chick vibes or what the F? By the way, I reject all of them and I block some, but it is, hold on, that's part one. But it is something that I'm provoking, which I doubt. I'm pretty standoffish, or is it them just wanting to get a thrill of getting caught with someone new, or rather have someone new? Okay, so here's what happens. So some guys that are gonna cheat, they're going to cheat. Like, they're going to keep going from person to person to see who will let them cheat. Okay. So that's why, like, you'll get a lot of those because you're probably not the first one that they sent a message to. They probably sent a message to a lot of people and they're just seeing, checking the temperature on everybody, see like what kind of response they'll get. Because that's how they find out. Like, now, that's why sometimes dude will have an amazing, beautiful girl, right? And all of a sudden you see him cheating with somebody who's like not the same, you know. But that's because he got with somebody who would give it up to him, like, and it, because to get somebody like maybe his wife is gonna take a lot more work, and obviously probably not gonna want to, knows if you're married, not gonna want to do anything. So like, it's just like a lot of different things. I don't think you're putting off hey, married like I only date married vibes unless you've had a history of hooking up with dating, like dating married guys or like getting with married guys, because I'll tell you this, guys talk. Okay, surprise, surprise. Guys talk. They'll be like, "Oh shit, get with Josie over here," because I'm just making up names. Because she was like, I hooked up with her, and then so did Tim. Tim hooked up with her too. Like trust me, guys will start talking. So, but are you giving off those vibes? No. I mean, if you're getting hit on by younger guys, older dudes, and you're not looking to settle, have some fun, girl. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. uh, but if you're looking for something serious, then obviously, know what you want in a person, and then like obviously like when you go on dates and it doesn't work out, you start filtering these guys out. So but to your point about attracting married dudes, no, that's how some married guys are. They'll just go from person to person to person to person to person until they get some sort of response from them, if that makes sense. So next question. All right, I'm gonna do one more because I gotta get off, because I gotta edit this and I gotta upload this onto YouTube. First, I want to say I love your page. Thank you. Secondly, what's your advice on getting back out there after 20 years together? Well, first of all, how long have you been separate? Because you might want to, after being together for 20 years, you might want to take like a year or two off. You know what I mean? Year or two off, just to focus on you, figure out yourself, pursue new things. Like, say you want to like some hobbies, a side hustle, whatever the case, or just go out and have fun. Because after getting out of a relationship for 20 years, you got to go through those heartbreak feelings, the divorce feelings and things like that. So you got to let that process. Because the last thing that you want to do is like get out of the marriage, 20-year marriage, and all of a sudden get with the next person, and then they end up being a rebound, and then you just wasted your time, their time. So I would just say take some time. Like, depending on how long it's been since you've been divorced, take some time for you. Like, take a year, take a year, take 2 years. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I remember I told you guys before, I took 3 years from no like girlfriend activities, like no. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made. Like, the business blew up, the social media blew up, like so much, because I was able to focus on that instead of wasting all this time and energy on girls. So even though I did go on dates and here and there, like I'm not saying like I was completely like, get away from me, no. But I wasn't in the mindset of wanting to date somebody. Like, I was like not looking for a girlfriend. Just letting you know. So but yes, I still got plenty of questions. So I'm gonna go live again on Monday, and we're gonna answer the rest of the questions. So definitely stay tuned, because if you did ask a question, trust me, I'm gonna get to them. And if you guys want to participate on these questions, every month I put the anonymous question thing on my Instagram. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, definitely go follow me on Instagram, because that's where I put it. Scar Talks right there. That's where I put it, and then you'll be able to ask questions. I don't put it on the stories on TikTok because they don't let you link anything. So I can't link the little thing. So definitely follow me on there. I know people are all watching me on IG. What's up, IG? But there's also people over here on TikTok too. So so just remember, follow me over there. That I put it once a month. But if you guys want to send questions, I go through my DMs and I screenshot the questions, and then I make videos. I'm actually gonna do that tomorrow. So if you guys like, you never know, your question might be answered tomorrow in a whole different video. So I do those as well. I do those more than the lives. Like the lives, I only put the question thing on my story once, and then we only do it once a month. But I'll go as live as until it takes me to finish the questions. But to put the story up, I only do it once. So that's why follow me on IG, and I clearly tell you guys there. I'm like, hey, this is for the live, and if you miss out, you miss out. But anyways, thank you guys for joining. I'm gonna put this up on YouTube, so if you guys missed some of the live, definitely, yeah, they're anonymous. The ones I put on IG, but the ones you guys send in the DMs, those are I cut your names off. Trust me, I don't give your information. By the time I even get to the question, I forget who even asked it. Because what happens, I screenshot it, I delete the message. Screenshot it, delete the message. Screenshot it, delete the message. But I cut your guys' names out. I never leave people's names. So because I want you guys to be confident and comfortable that I'm not giving out your guys' information, or not. I want you guys to feel like it's anonymous. It's only I only see it real quick, screenshot it, and I don't really fully read the question, to be honest, until I actually make the video. So, and then like I said, by the time I get to the video, I forgot who asked it. To be 100% honest, I forgot who asked it. So, like, you don't have to worry about that. So, and also don't put people's names in it because then I have to blur the name out too because we're not doing that here. So, but again, this one's gonna go on YouTube. It should be live in the morning. It's always a great watch, especially if you missed the beginning of it. Trust me, it was fun. These are a lot of fun. I love doing these with you guys. So, anyways, I want to thank you guys for joining and definitely tune in because I'm gonna be doing another one this on Monday. Mondays and Thursdays I go live. So just a heads up. So, anyways, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later.